Hey y'all, this is Southern Woods here. Welcome back to another Ages of Conflict War simulation. Right now we have a map of the world, and this is a map of English-speaking countries, or more specifically, what type of English they use on Wikipedia. So we have the two big ones. We have British English, which is in the red, alright, the British dialect used by majority of the world, majority of Europe, Russia, a good bit of Asia, Africa, not so much in the Americas. And then we have the American English dialect in the blue. All right, United States, a lot of South America, China, in the Koreas, and Japan, funnily enough, as well as Madagascar and a few other countries. The only other variants that are used by more than one country is the Australian variant on Wikipedia, used by Papua New Guinea, or not Papua New Guinea. Yeah, Papua New Guinea, Australia, and a couple others. Not New Zealand, though. And then the South African English variant, which is used by the South African countries. The rest of the world has either their own English variant that they use on Wikipedia, or they don't use English at all. So we have these alliances systems formed. Which English variant is going to win? Of course, all right, the British have the great size advantage, but you can't count out the U.S., and just maybe one of these standalone countries will get a dub themselves. So we're going to go start kind of quick. All right, some countries are falling. All right, we're more interested about the alliances themselves. Less so the individual countries unless they start making a lot of moves. So sorry, Democratic Republic of the Congo. You didn't make it too far. Same with Guinea, Gambia, Sudan. So you can see the British dialect, they're starting to take over a good bit of Africa. Probably this is like Risk. This is what this reminds me of, is Risk. The different colors in different parts of the world. Oh yeah, I'm getting Risk vibes. How about y'all? They're trying to take over the whole African continent so they could get more pieces. Alright, we had Turkey fall, which was one of the only like European powers for the US. Look at this waterway split up between Guinea, Bissau, and Ivory Coast. I've never seen it split like that before. Canada's fallen to the United States. Greenland's going to rush in and try to get a good bit of that for the British dialect. The U.S. version connecting the Americas. We gotta go really fast, alright, so that we can really see things take form. Not much going on this side of the world in terms of our alliances. It's mainly in Africa, South America going on. Alright, Latvia just fell. A lot of these individual countries falling now. Alright, Czechia was the last European nation for the U.S. dialect, and they have fallen. So aside from some individual countries, the British have sole control of Europe. South Africa and Lesotho, the last stand for the South African English dialect. I'm going to try not to say that too many times. It looks like France has taken over New Zealand. We have Nigeria rising up in Africa, trying to do a little pushback. I don't know how long that's going to last. Oh, wow. We just had Burundi, the only African country that belongs to the U.S. English dialect, making quite a push. Madagascar too, I suppose, but they're on their own island. Guyana just fell. Argentina and Uruguay trying to hold the fort for the British dialect in South America. Ethiopia just fell. A rare sight to see for sure. A lot of funds going to Asia now. You can see all the coins flying around. Look at that. Flying straight to, what is this? Vietnam. It's like Vietnam War Part 2 up in here. A lot of money going to the British helm as well. I've never seen so much money flying around on this game. As the larger nations in these alliances are like supporting the smaller ones, you know? Oh, this is interesting. I'm liking this. Burundi really doing a number, separating South Africa from the British dialect. Australia just fell, though, so the Australian dialect is the first one aligned variant to fall. They fell to France. I'm sure Australians just love that. Technically, Papua New Guinea is still a part of it, so keep this in mind. The alliance may have fell, but Papua New Guinea still represents Australia. And look at just how much money is flooding into the United Kingdom. Who is the United Kingdom even fighting right now? Why do they deserve all that money? Papua New Guinea, alright, they're starting to make some headway, so there's still hope for the Australian dialect. China just fell. One of our biggest allies, funny enough to say, just fell. So our last Asian allies are going to be Taiwan, Japan, and the Koreas. As you can see, the last individual nations left: Suriname in South America, India, Kazakhstan, Pakistan. And then we have this tiny country, Armenia, still its own thing. Looks like Papua New Guinea did fall, so the Australian dialect officially done. Same with any English dialect in Asia, as the Koreas and Japan just fell. South Africa is still alive. They're just not aligned with anyone right now. Interesting simulation. Let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments below. Don't forget to put in your own suggestions and smash that like button. Just like Russia just smashed Kazakhstan. One of the only surviving individual countries. The Philippines trying to hold their own against everyone, and they're doing numbers right now. And then they expanded too quick. Suriname just fell. So the last individual country in the Americas has fallen. It's mainly just English dialect, and then the United Kingdom has control of the southern tip of South America. How did the UK get all the way down there? Brazil's got a big foothold in Western Africa right now, so that's really good for the English speakers, the US English speakers. That's why they're funding the UK so rapidly, is because they're down here in South America fighting. Africa's starting to go to the way of the US. South Africa, though, pushing, gonna take out Madagascar. That's huge for the South African English speakers. The Philippines have fallen, so they were the last individual country left, I believe. It's just a big old war now between the US English speakers and the British English speakers, and then South Africa still holding on down here in South Africa. Greece, Egypt, UAE, Switzerland, Saudi Arabia, Albania all falling as the United States expands. Via Brazil, I should point out. Brazil isn't even in South America anymore. They are all the way in Africa. The Brazilians have migrated. There is a big effort right here to keep Brazil from letting the UK back into Africa. Now there's a big push right now to help Greenland push into Canada. It's funny to see where all the funds are going during this war effort. The diplomatic side of things, I suppose. Alright, we will take a look at the statistics just briefly to look at the top countries within these alliances. Russia is the largest, followed by Brazil, the United States, UK, and France, because France is all the way over here. Burundi is actually the richest right now, followed by Russia, Brazil, and then the US. There's 30 nations and then 2 alliances, and then South Africa. United Kingdom's basically taken over all of South America, pushing into the Caribbean now. Brazil struggling to hold off everyone. And Brazil's been taken out. Huge loss for the English dialect, the U.S. English dialect. It's all up to Burundi over there outside of North America. So it's not looking good right now. Uh-oh. The mainland United States have been breached. Not good, not good. South Africa had to escape to Madagascar, the island. And that island split up in 3-way control between South Africa, Burundi, and the UK. But South Africa has officially fallen, so it's just these 2 alliances. The United States, Mexico, and Burundi versus the UK, Greenland, Russia, Mongolia, Myanmar, Thailand, France, Poland, a few others. It looks like the British may take control here as Mexico falls. We knew it was going to be a tough challenge. The British English dialect had over 100 countries to start out. Twice as more as the United States, who has just fallen. And it looks like Burundi's next. So shout out to the British dialect. Y'all have become victorious. 15 countries remain. The United Kingdom, which owns pretty much all of America, as well as a lot of Europe and Saudi Arabia. We have Greenland, who's expanded into Canada. Poland's gotten pretty big for themselves. Myanmar has India, Sri Lanka. Hey, man, the big 3, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. All right, those Scandinavian countries remain intact. Netherlands pretty much themselves, too. Denmark, all those countries kind of just stayed put. Russia didn't change too much. Mongolia got a little larger. Thailand got a little bigger. Malaysia, and then, of course, France just on the opposite side of the world hanging out. So hit me with the like button again if you like this simulation. If you want to see more of these outdoor videos, food reviews, hit that subscribe button and join the Southern Woods community. I'll see y'all in the next simulation. Southern Woods out.